So all the best. Make this as a work environment. Okay. Bye bye, Vamshi. Have a great day.
Thanks, Vajrang. Welcome everyone once again. So, as today's day one, I thought of giving my quick introduction and also wanted to understand about yourself quickly. Maybe just your name, you're from which place, and are you currently working or are you just a fresher recently graduated? And if you have any exposure to UiPath, just let me know like what did you done so far in UiPath, because based on your experience, I will kind of customize this training plan. So I see in total 7 people other than me and Vajrang. So 7 people are in this training. So I'll start with Chaitra. Chaitra, just quick introduction about yourself will help me. Chaitra, able to hear me?
Hi Vamshi, I'm Chaitra and I'm from Bangalore. Currently, I'm working in IBM.
Hmm.
I don't have any experience with respect to UI.
Okay, great. Thanks, Chaitra. Madhu?
Yeah. Hi, Vamshi. Hi, everyone. My name is Madhu. I'm from Hyderabad.
Hmm.
So currently, I'm working in Virtusa
Hmm.
as a Java developer past 3 years.
Hmm.
But I don't have experience in UiPath RP.
Okay,
So for my career growth, I choose this one. Yeah.
okay, great. Thanks, Madhu.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank
two,
you.
two of them so far. I have not got any experience so far in UiPath. Thanks for your update. Geeta?
Hi, Vamsi. This is Geeta. Currently, I'm working in Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
I have an experience of 5 years in Cognizant, and then I worked for RPA developer for 6 months. I have basically done the PDF automation and email automation kind of those things,
Hmm.
but I'm not aware of those advanced. That's why I want to rebuild the career in RPA, so I have joined this program.
Okay, thanks, Geeta. And Geeta, one update for you is this particular batch, as you have already seen, 2 people does not have any idea in UiPath. So my course content will go in such a way that people who are completely fresher to UiPath will also be able to understand the things, and also the people like you who would have already got some experience in UiPath, they will also kind of learn new things because 6 months back you have done some PDF automation. But how do you basically create a particular robot with the best practice, like best practice template we have? So my main content will be completely different to other YouTube videos or whatever you would have seen in different ways. Mainly, I'll focus on how do you do the things in a proper way. So in case if you feel something you already know, maybe kind of do some tasks which you would have got by on the before day as well. Is that fine, Geeta?
Uh, Okay, Vamsi, thank you. But I really need to know, brush up my basics and everything. So I am really glad to have a
Yeah. Okay.
again brush up thing.
Okay. Great. Thanks,
Thank
Geeta.
you.
Kalyan.
Good evening, all. Myself Kalyan. I'm from Hyderabad. I have 2.5 years of experience. Currently, I'm working as a USIT recruiter in
Okay.
Athletic Solutions. I don't have any knowledge into RPI UFR. I'm new to this one.
Okay. No problem, Kalyan. Thanks for your intro. Let's move to Naveen.
Hi, Vamshi. This is Naveen. I have 5 years of IT experience working in Northern Lights Technology Engineering.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm working as Jira administrator for the past 3 years, so I thought of like moving into a different direction. Just give me a different choice. I
Okay.
joined this course, and I'm pressure to this course.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Naveen. Vidyashri.
Hi Vamshi, this is Vidya from Mysore. Have 3 years experience. Currently, I'm working as a technical officer in MyMul, that is KMF. I don't have any experience in RPA.
Okay, no
Yeah,
problem. So
yeah.
good that most of the people, like almost 7 people here, are completely almost new to UiPath. So in my course, whatever I'll be doing for the next 30 days with
Hey,
you,
Vamshi.
sorry,
You missed me. This is Ramna.
sorry, Ramna, I think you joined bit late. Am I right, or did I
Oh,
miss you?
no, no, no.
Okay, sorry.
You missed me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ramna, please go ahead.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, this side Ramna, and I'm a fresher. I don't have any knowledge in UiPath, RPA.
Okay, Thanks, Ramna. And Kalyan, from tomorrow, whenever you are joining, right? I see you are as a guest. So I think you would have already
Sorry.
registered with Vajrang, right? Log in with that particular
Yeah.
e
Yes.
email ID.
Okay. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, I
Yeah,
will register
yeah.
with
Okay,
registering.
okay, okay. So let's start the things now from my side. So what are the prerequisite you need to have before we do the things, right? So first of all, we need to understand what are the things I am expecting from you. Okay, so when I'm doing the course with you, right, I'll start from basic level things, but I need your kind of interaction wherever you have any question, even it's a very, very small thing or anything, just raise that point. Even before when we start any day's session, I will ask if you have any doubt, or at the end, again, I'll give you 5-10 minutes, or if you would have done any task, something personally or whatever, based on yesterday's topic, if you would have done something, just kind of raise your point saying, see, I've got stuck somewhere, I need some help, something like that. Only if you speak, then I'll be here to help you. Because most of the time I may not call your name and asking Ramna, do you have any problem, or Geeta, do you have any problem? Not like that, right? So because we are not doing a kind of that level of training, I want you all to just speak up and just says this is something I'm having a problem somewhere or not understanding what you're saying. You're going fast, you're going slow, whatever, any kind of feedback, directly tell me. I don't have any problem, but I have got lot of training experience. Definitely I will take all the previous batches feedback and then deliver that particular feedback to you. But only thing I need from you all is just speak up and say, see, I have a problem here, please set right the thing. I'll definitely do that. In case if you don't want to do it in a group, just put a message. Anyhow, you'll have my contact in that WhatsApp group. Just ping me and say go slow, go faster, whatever. Okay, that's rule number one, and complete course. I want you to do that. Rule number two, at the end of the day, whenever we are doing this trainings, right, I would be giving you some task. This 1 hour of training, you will completely see my screen and you will basically follow whatever I'm saying. I want you to note down some of the times I will say, see, this is one of the commonly asked interview question. Because here I don't see any person who are already doing some UiPath projects and then they wanted to learn. All of them are completely new to UiPath and they wanted to definitely crack an interview. So most of the time I will say this is commonly asked interview question, or you may expect a question in this topic, like that. So remember those things. Anyhow, you will have the recording, but also note down some important points whenever I'm saying any topic. Third point, please don't join from mobile. Always join from laptop, and also make sure your UiPath is ready. In case if I want you to show your screen, you should be able to show your screen and kind of ask any question, or if you want to show me anything, or if you are seeing any error when you are doing. But if I am doing, I don't have any problem. But if you are doing it, you will see a problem. So better this 1 hour, 1 hour of time, whatever you are doing, don't take it lightly, take it as so serious, so that this particular time, if you have any questions, you can be able to ask me, so that I'll be able to answer within that moment. Any issues so far with anybody?
No.
Great, great.
No, Vamshi.
Okay, thanks. Okay, chalo. Then I'll go with the next level. So generally, how I do it like this is, if somebody wanted to move into RPA, what I do is, which I'll have a day zero session. Before you join the course, I will tell them what is RPA, what is your salaries if you if you become a UiPath developer, whether a particular person need to join an UiPath course or any RPA course or any course. Let's say if you wanted to do anything or if you want to learn something, whether should I join, what if, or why do I need to join this course? A lot of questions. Maybe when you're enrolling for this course, you would have got these questions. Why? Why do you need to join this? What will you learn from this? Why do I need to learn when you have a lot of other information somewhere outside available in institutes you'll find available? Lot of questions. But ultimately, I would say one thing. One important thing is this course, whatever we are doing is basically will help you very, very small level things. But for example, just to give you an example, you have a concept called variables. Okay, just I am giving you an example. So variables, just to give you some information, variables means to store a particular value in any particular storage. Like if you want to store, let's say customer name, let's say Sirisha is a customer. Let's say I want to store a person's name, that is called a variable. So basically when somebody is creating a variable, what is the best way to create a customer name variable? Is there any format in UiPath? So in the course, whenever I'm delivering related to variables or arguments or whatever I'm doing it, I will do it in a proper way. But from next time onwards, whenever you are showing me your screen, you should make sure you are also doing it in the same way. Don't do it like cat bat or ssd ddd or some invalid names, because even when you go for a project in a real-time scenario, you will see something called code review. And also I'll make you to get used to lot of terms. Let's say what is PDD document. If some of these people who are gonna join in this batch mostly will be the future developers, but if somebody is not that much interested in doing the development activities, but they wanted some basic level development things, but they wanted to be a business analyst, or they want to go into a manager or technical lead position, but not into a development related things. But you need to understand what is PDD document, what is SDD document, and lot of things in UiPath Studio, like almost in this basic course, whatever we are doing, right? You will almost learn at least 50 to 100 most commonly used activities, and how do you deal with that activities. Lot of things you learn in a step by step way. I'll not bring everything at one go. Slowly, 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 you will learn in a very good way. And also I am preparing that particular data. I mostly you will get that data like in day one what you will be doing, day two what you will be doing, when are we going to do that project is something which we will do it end to end. So lot of things we will do, but first of all we need to understand the basics very properly. Okay, any questions or any concerns anybody so far?
No.
Okay, so
No.
okay, if
No,
thank you. Now I'll just quickly speak about what is RPA and what is UiPath. Why do we what I feel regarding UiPath better to other compared to any other RPA tools and in the market. So first of all, let me open that sheet which Vajrang would have created. Yes, this one. Okay, I have empty file here, but tomorrow you'll see some content here with what all the things you're gonna learn in a day wise. So first of all, what is RPA? Anybody any idea what is RPA?
it's
Vamshi,
robotic process automation.
With the process of
Robotic process automation.
automation.
Okay,
Yeah, it is a software technology.
software technology.
It tries to mimicking human behavior to do a particular task, like that is processed without any human intervention.
Okay, great. Can you give me one example which you feel can be automated, which you are doing daily? As you said, mimicking human behavior. For others who don't know these things, mimicking human behavior. Let's say, for example, I'm doing some task and I wanted that to be automated. Then using this software technology, let's say UiPath, I would basically convert this human behavior or human action, whatever I am performing in a day-to-day activity. For example, just take an example. Let's say I want to book a ticket in the IRCTC website by giving source, by giving the destination, and by giving the date and time and whatever I do, the payment details and everything. And then I book a train ticket. That's one of the examples. Second example, let's say I wanted to open a Flipkart application and then I wanted to retrieve list of iPhone mobile numbers, like mobile model numbers, and then the price of each and every iPhone. Let's say I thought to purchase an iPhone, but I wanted to see how the numbers are changing in a daily basis, or any application you can take. Let's say whatever you are doing it on a daily basis, you wanted to see what's the data yesterday, what's the data today, or whatever you wanted to perform. If you wanted to go to a website, you need to log into that website and do some action. That is something which you are doing it manually, that can be performed through automation. Automation is something, let me again split this R, P, A. R is something robotic, process, automation. So first I'll speak about process, okay? Can somebody confirm, other than developer role, is there anybody here looking for any other role other than the developer role here? Out of 7 people, other than developer, who wanted to become a business analyst, tester, manager, something like that? As this is day one, so I need to ask you a few questions. Based on your answers, I want to fine tune this or customize this content. So I see everybody is silent, so everybody would become a developer or senior developer or a technical lead or a solution architect. Because these 4 roles, whatever I said, developer, developer is somebody up to 1 to 3, 4 years is a developer role. From 3 to 5 years is senior developer role. From 5 and of 6 years to 8, 9 years is a technical lead or a solution architect, and then a manager. Manager also will have a technical manager who will have some good experience in technicality of UiPath as well. Okay, so as everybody is silent, and then I'm considering everybody is into development side only. Business analyst role, what they do, we will discuss in later on stage. Why do I need to ask this question is, you can see I'm speaking about this letter called P in RPA. So P stands for process. Now, like everybody is a developer here, that means you need to develop something. Now, for you to develop something, what do you need? Let me ask. If you need to develop something, what do you need? As a developer, what will you ask, or what information do you get? Even it's wrong also, please say that's no problem. We are all learning together in this. If you are a developer, what information do you need?
We need a requirements.
Very good. Requirement. What else we need?
Tools to automate.
Sorry, can you please be a bit loud?
Tools to automate.
Sorry, ways to automate. What was that?
Tools.
Tools.
Tools to automate. Yeah.
Tools to automate. Okay. Let's say we are already decided that we are doing it to UiPath. Now you are the UiPath developer. All of these 7 people are UiPath developers. Let it be a junior developer or senior developer. You are a developer. Now let's say as I'm your technical lead. Now I am saying, let's say Geeta, can you please start doing this automation? What let's say, because this is day 0, I just wanted to understand how the answers come from you. And then again on the day 30 or after we complete this course, let's see how much things you know. When somebody is asking, not only, and the question whatever I'm asking is not only related to UiPath. Let's say in general, let's say if somebody want to build an house or do something, what all the things you would need by default, or the first initial things?
We need to know functionality.
Functionality or requirement, almost into same category. Thank you.
Designing.
Designing. Okay, I will add few more.
We use the software.
We know the software. Okay, so I'll add few more points now. So first of all, let's say I am the developer. I wanted to definitely understand what is the requirement or what is the functionality, and how are they basically doing that process manually, right? Let's say you need to transfer some amount from your bank account to some other's bank account. That is kind of a process. That's a net banking. You need to log into that application. You need to give your username, password, and then you click on that login button, and then you go to fund transfer. From fund transfer, you need to choose whatever account you wanted to transfer the amount. So this is one of the example. Whatever I'm saying, would need the functionality. So this functionality is everything clearly documented by your business analyst for your process. For every project, generally you will have a person called business analyst. He will basically create a document called PDD. The full form of PDD is process design document. Without PDD document, I would suggest don't even start the development. Why am I saying this point is PDD is something which will have all the requirement, how they are doing it manually, and then how you need to basically automate that particular process. PDD will also have the flow, like what you need to do, which application you need to open, how many applications are involved in that particular process, what URL you need to open, what validations you need to put. Validations means, for example, in India, every phone number will have a 10-digit phone number. Every email ID generally it should have an @ symbol. Address should have a particular format. So that is called a validation. So all the validations will be basically updated in this PDD document, and your business analyst will set up a knowledge transfer, a KT call with you as a developer, and then he will tell you, see, this is your requirement. And after your requirement, you will do the next steps that we will discuss in the later on stage. But now we will understand what is the process. So process is something, whatever you would need to do at development, that everything should be there in the PDD. Now that PDD you would study and then get ready with the things. Now after that there is a lot of drama will be there. You need to give the estimations, how much time you would need to take to do that development. How do you do the development? What are the best ways? What is SDD document? Lot of things you will learn. But on a first level, we are just understanding process means somebody is preparing a PDD document, and as a developer, our job is to read this PDD document. Now, any questions so far?
No.
Thanks. Now
No.
let's go to letter called A. Robotic process automation. So automation means everybody knows automation is something happening automatically. Simple. Something happening automatically without human intervention. Now in automation also, you would expect a question. What is the difference between attended robot and unattended robot? Okay, attended means a person has to sit here and then do some kind of manual kind of job so that your robot will run. Attended means I need to attend there or I need to present there so that that robot I can use it. Okay, I would speak more about what is attended. Why do you need to put an attended? Because we are saying robotic process automation means without human intervention, we are all doing the things. Then what is the concept of attended robot? We will speak more in detail about it. Okay, but just understand without human intervention, and most of the project like 75 to 80% of the scenarios, all these robots will be developed means you are the developer, you will be developing those robots considering you don't need any human sitting with these robots so that these robots will work. I will speak about the 20% cases just to take an example. Let's say I need to speak to an let's say somebody said he worked as US IT recruiter. Who was that? Is that Kalyan or Naveen? US IT recruiter.
Kalyan.
Kalyan. So okay, please go on mute, Kalyan. Okay, let's say thanks. So for example, if you need to interact with the user, okay, for some example, for an example, let's say somebody is calling me and saying, can you please update my phone number? Can you please do some particular task? So based on your call, you call me, and then by interacting with you, I need to do some process automation. That is called attended robot. We will speak more and more about that. So automation, like I said, automating the process which robot will do it automatically. So automation is something we do development using UiPath. Okay, so whatever the process you have, that process you basically automate it or design it according to the requirement using this wonderful tool called UiPath. So this is something we will learn mostly because pre-PDD document creation and everything, we are not even touching the things, but I will show you how in general PDD will look like. But our main focus is this one, which is called A, which is automation. So how do you basically automate a process? Now what is R? Now let's say your process is ready. Now let's say your automation is ready. Whatever you have developed, it's everything is ready. Now let's say a robot has to run this particular process, whatever you have developed, let's say every day morning 5 a.m. or Monday to Friday, every day morning 5 a.m. and evening 5 p.m. So this is something we are telling the robot, please trigger this so and so process morning 5 a.m. and evening 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Let's say there are another robots which will run only on Sundays. Some robots will run only every day, sorry, every month first. So that particular robots will run yearly 12 times and every month first. So that robots we will basically trigger kind of scheduling like an alarm, whatever we do, scheduling according to our requirement. We will basically tell the robot, please run this at so and so time. That is called as orchestrator concept. We will learn about this orchestrator topic in the last week of our session, which is from fourth week, whatever we are dealing with. So this development activities mostly we will do it for the first 3 weeks, and then last is the orchestrator concept. Orchestrator is all about robot scheduling, managing the orchestrator, and lot of interview questions coming up regarding the orchestrator. So overall, that's an eye level view of RPA, a process which you are going to automate that has to be triggered or that has to be scheduling an alarm, something like that, from the orchestrator, which we will learn in the fourth week. That is called overall RPA, and mostly our course we are here to learn how do you automate a business applications or any application using the tool called UiPath. And this is our agenda for the next weeks. And in this process, whatever we are doing it right, I will give you a lot of use cases like if this is your task, how do you do it? And you everybody will have a different view and different thinking, right? So we would basically see how other people would have done that particular task, and we will like self learn among ourselves like how other person has done and we see what could be the best way in doing that particular task. Okay, that's about RPA. Now I'll move to UiPath. So I don't want to show you that numbers, why UiPath, what are the salaries and how, and because any of you have joined, I don't want to say why UiPath is the best. And to be frank, from last 4 years, I'm doing UiPath, and I'm at least not having any intention to move out of UiPath and learn even any other tool at this moment, because we are seeing very good growth in terms of UiPath projects, UiPath demand, and lot of other things. And you are learning a very good tool at this moment because UiPath will have regular updates. For example, if you just I'll tell you how to install the UiPath, what are the things you need to have in the tomorrow session. In case if anybody have already installed UiPath, no problem. If somebody who did not yet download uipathstudio, I will tell you this is completely free. And if you go to home page of UiPath, here you will see this version which is 2022.4.3. So this is the current version of UiPath, and you will see regular updates coming up to studio. That means regular updates happening to the studio, and you will see lot of learnings happening in the uipath studio. Okay, clear everybody so far, or any questions?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
No.
Okay, I will wait for 15 more seconds to just see if anybody have any questions. Okay, I'll take this as no questions. So now we will see what features we have in UiPath Studio. After we download UiPath Studio, this is how it will look like. Once you just type UiPath, after your installation is done, you just click on this UiPath Studio, and then you will see a tool like this, but you don't see any projects here because I have already done some projects. But this one will be blank for you, but rest everything is same, like new project, template, project opening. This open means something you would have already created earlier, Now you wanted to open that particular thing, right? I click on open a local project and open the previously created projects. But as we are all starting new, I don't even want to show you what is there in open, but just understand, if you want to create a previous project which you would have created a 15 days ago or 1 month ago, still there is an option. You just click on open and then you go to that particular project. Now let's learn what is the options available on an home page of UiPath. So in start, you can create a new project, new library. Commonly asked interview question: what is the difference between process and library? Okay, now you will be definitely able to answer the question after you understand these two things. Test automation, testing related thing, we are definitely not even touching anything related to testing or test related activities. Mostly we are doing with the process. So right from day one, I'm saying test related things we are not doing. Now template. You would have seen a very common template called Robotic Enterprise Framework. In terms, it is called as, in short, it is called as RE framework. Any person whoever said 3 years experience, 4 years experience, now definitely for a fresher who's gonna say, I'm not having any experience in UiPath. If you are saying this in your interview, then the chances of you getting selected will be definitely bit low compared to a person who says, I'm having 2 years of experience in UiPath and then I've done so and so project and this is what my journey so far. I started my career like this. All of those things, that mock interviews, everything we will do it in a later on stage. But for a person who says zero knowledge, you can say it to me because I am your trainer, I am your lead, that's no problem. But I would definitely make sure you at least go with a project experience, at least you would have done some hands-on experience. Then if somebody is asking you, can you tell me about your process or your project, then at least you should be able to speak about that project. If it is like 0 years of experience, your salary will be very low and the requirement will be very low in the market and it is a bit difficult for you to get the job. So in your profile also, I would expect you at least put some decent number of years of experience. Okay, and this related questions I'll take it at the end. How many years profile building, resume building, everything. Now I'll just start. Here you can see a start option. We have the project related thing, template related thing. At the end, we will do a project in RE framework. That's a different concept. Now in the tools, like if you want to use extension of any of the tools, everything we will learn. But another important thing you need to just understand at this moment, not to know in detail about it, is where do you basically save your code after your project or you are doing a regular updates. For example, let's say your project is of 2 months. Okay, you are doing a complex project or a medium project. Let's say the estimate for that project is 2 months. Okay, now let's say you are currently doing a project today and due to some urgency or due to sick leave or whatever, you are off tomorrow. Let's say you're off tomorrow, but your code has to be there in Git, so that you will not get any calls from your teammates. If you don't move your code to Git, Git is something, a code repository. Code repository means where you can save your code. So basically, you should push your changes regularly to Git so that everybody can access your code from Git. That is in short about Git. And in Git, we are not even dealing more about Git in our course, in this course, whatever you have enrolled, because this is not a basic thing. But in case if somebody wanted to know more and more about it, maybe when you do your basic training and kind of project training and everything, you will get more and more idea about Git. But just understand one thing from today's session is Git is something where you store your code and then you can push your code. Pushing means you are sending your code to Git, and also you can get the code from Git, which is called pulling the code. And regarding the settings, let's say in UiPath you see a recent uh, updates called doing the project in modern designing or classic design. So this is one of the important setting you need to understand. Please concentrate if you're not looking at the screen. Use modern for new projects means up to 2020 or 2021 you have a click activity, which is basically clicking on a particular element in a web screen or a notepad or whatever. But after from last 2021 you are seeing a modern design. So in the click activity also, you would see two click activities. One is for previous click activity and the new modern click activity. And in the projects also, you would in your interviews also somebody may ask you, have you done any project? If yes, have you done that project in modern design or classic design? Classic means old, modern means new. By default, whenever you are creating a new project, it will be by default yes. That means you are selecting a modern design. But if you wanted to do a project in classic design, you can just simply say untick this so that this is gonna be no, that means it's a classic design. So we will learn about this classic design, modern design, the activities. What is the different activities, differences, everything in the modern design and classic design. But this is one of the commonly asked questions so that you will not get confused in your interviews. Have you done your project in modern design, classic design? That answer is dependent on this checkbox. Okay, so all the other things we will learn slowly in other things. If you and one more important thing, if you go to Google, if you just say UiPath forum, UiPath forum means you would see a lot of people asking a question. Let's say, for example, I am stuck at some particular place. I am getting an error like this. Let's say if you see this error, it says one or more children have validation error. If you see any error whenever you're doing a development, then you can just search that error in UiPath forum that I will show you in couple of days. For every problem, most of the problem you have already a solution. You don't need to depend on any other person. Let's say we are all 8 people now. You don't even need to call me or you don't even need to get in consult with any other person. For most of your problems, wherever you are stuck, everything is already having a question, sorry, a solution for your question. But in case still you don't have any problem, then you can let everybody know in this group. Okay, that we will learn in the later on stage. Now what I'll do, I'll go to process. Now let's say I want to create a new process. We will start as today is day one. I will just show you how do we create a first project in UiPath. Okay, ultimately our goal for the day one is to create first project in UiPath. For that, what we need to do, just click on this process. When you click on this process, you will have these options here, like what is the project name? Please don't say like demo, hello, not like this. I already have something like this blank process or in not this is because if somebody calls me and says I'm stuck at some place, I just show them for the demonstration purpose how that looks like. But even when you're practicing or whenever you're doing a real-time projects in your future companies, always put a proper name for your project. For example, you're dealing with, let's say you're dealing with insurance related domain or financial domain, let's say retrieving bank details or whatever. Let's say banking customer data. This name you generally get it in the PDD document, or else if you need to choose a project name, you can basically based on the document whatever the requirement is, based on that you can only create a particular name, because this name is such powerful. Because when you go for Scrum, if somebody don't know what is Scrum, just a moment, Kalyan is rejoining. Kalyan, able to hear me?
Yes, Vamshi.
Okay, fine.
Sorry for the
No,
interruption.
no problem, no problem. Okay. So why I'm saying this name is important is you need to give your updates in your team when your Scrum Master is asking you the updates, when your lead is asking you for an update, what is your progress? Have you done any? Have you completed your project? How much percentage have you done your task? So you say, see, I'm working on banking customer data project, and then I've completed 3 out of 10 tasks, whatever you have given, and then I'm targeting to complete it by next Monday or next Wednesday. That is how you basically communicate about your project. So that project name should basically get in sync with whatever update you are giving so that you will not see any confusions. Location where you wanted to save your project. I wanted to save my project in this UiPath folder or whatever folder where you wanted to save your project, like a simple Excel file. If you want to save it will say save as, and so location, you give the location. And the description, what is description is basically you should tell it this particular robot was developed to retrieve the customer data or transfer the data or whatever this robot is doing. Give some description so that, let's say you move out of that organization and somebody is new coming to that organization, they will overall get to know What is that robot doing? Let's say you worked on this so-and-so robot for, let's say, 6 months or 1 year, and then due to some other reasons you left that organization. By just looking at the description, they will get to know what is the robot doing, what are the applications involved in that. Okay, so compatibility, you can just select Windows because Windows legacy is gonna go out scope. Just say Windows because based on your operating system, I'm saying Windows. And in language, you have VB.NET or C Sharp. You can just leave it as VB.NET. And one thing you need to remember is you don't need to code much, but if you have some .NET experience, it's well and good. But you don't need to code much when you are doing UiPath. But very rare cases when you are creating a logic or when you are creating a conditions. Let's say for example, the example I spoke, if the customer mobile number, if the mobile number count, the digits in that count is 10 digits, then you should put a condition. For that, you need to put very small methods that you will learn, but that's it, not more than that. Very small level programming experience you need, and that and everything you will learn in this course, like that small methods, whatever you need to learn. And apart from whatever I am teaching you, if you find anything else I would have missed, because 1 hour of that time I may definitely not cover everything, but in case if you feel something you wanted to know, you can just tell me I wanted to know something. I will be sharing you even in one-to-one or in the group as well. So far clear everybody?
Yes.
Yes, Vamsi.
Yes, Vamshi.
Thank you. So that's it. Now we are done. We are ready to start our new project. So one thing you need to understand when you start the new process, if somebody does not have UiPath Studio, please don't worry. I'll tell you how to do it. If already you have a UiPath Studio, then like I did, just click on this, click on process, and then you will land on the screen. Okay, that's it. Very small things I have done. Now in the next sessions, we will learn what is this design panel. This is the design panel, whatever you are seeing here. This is called debugging panel. This is called project panel, activities panel, snippets, output, references, projects. Important things I will definitely cover. Some of them, even from last 3 4 years, I have never much touched this. Even I would not even bring that much attention to you. But whatever is important, definitely I will teach you. Okay. Now, for today, we will understand two things. Okay, just two things for next 5 10 minutes. I just clicked on this project. Okay, I just clicked on this project and see what all the things you have by default. Because these things, dependencies, this project folder, this main.xaml, project.json, I have not created anything. Like you have already seen, I just landed from here. I just clicked on process and then I am on the screen. Okay, now what is the extension file of your workflow? What do I mean by workflow is, let's say if I'm clicking on open main workflow, whatever you wanted to do development in the future from now, whatever you wanted to do according to the client requirement, everything you would do the requirement in this section in the middle here. Okay, so now this is the main file, you already have it here. So do I need to have only one XAML in your project? The answer is definitely no. You would see lot of XAML files like this whenever you're doing a project. What is the project? Banking customer data is this is the project, and this project at this moment contains one XAML file which is main.xaml. Now whatever I have promised you, now I wanted to show you a first project. Now I want to show you something to create a project. Now let's say how do I create a project? For that you need to use this activities. Here you can see this activities section. Just click on this activities. Now if you see, there are a lot of activities available here in the activities section. Now all the developers here should definitely understand each and every activity, not only in the 30 days, in the next whenever you wanted to, like the long journey, because you just started your journey now, because most of them said you are new to your path, recently started the things. You would learn lot of things, a lot of activities from here, And these activities will definitely help you when somebody is asking you for a requirement. Now today is one of that basic activity we will learn is called right line activity. I just drag this right line activity, drag and then drop. Simple. UiPath is everything drag and drop, drag and drop. So by now you should have understood. I cannot drag this and put it somewhere here. See this one, it's already showing you cannot put it here. You cannot put it even in the left hand side. Everything whatever you drag has to be there in the center. This center, whatever you're seeing with a white background, this is where you do the development. For doing the development activities, you don't even need to write much code. That again and again I'm saying, but if you have some basic programming knowledge, that's fine. But using these activities at the left hand side, you drag this left hand side activities and put it into the center. Now in our course, we will learn one activity step by step and learn using those activities in UiPath. Now to delete an activity which I don't want, I would just say click on this activity and then in your keyboard just say delete. That activity is gone. Next important thing you need to understand is this red color error or a warning kind of message. So whenever you are seeing this red color warning or red color error message, and let's say if you want to run this process, if you want to run this project, how do I do that? Here you have this option called debug file. Okay, here this option, just a run file. When I said run file, it is not even running that particular process because it says error, validation error. So one important thing you need to understand is if you have a warning or error message like this, the red color error message, there is no point of running your process by doing it like this. Because you first fix this issue, then run the file. Okay, so you would see this error very commonly whenever you are doing a task, whatever I'm telling you or whatever you wanted to do or your business requirement or whatever. This is something you see very commonly, and that is your responsibility. Nobody in this universe will help you when you are working for a project to fix this issue. How do you fix this issue? See, at this moment, if I'm asking you, if you don't have any experience in your path to fix this issue, nobody cannot even tell any answer. How do I fix this? From now, whenever I'm telling you, this is a way you need to use this activity called assign activity. And this is how the way you need to use this upload storage file activity or upload this for each or whatever activities you are saying. Only you learn that activity, then you will be able to clear that activity as error, right? So for now, I'm just deleting it because I don't want to explain assign activity today. So I'm just saying delete it. In the sequence, here in the sequence, you have this multiple options here like sequence, flowchart, state machine. These three is basically targeted to complete day 3, which is on Wednesday. So that day we will discuss what is the difference between sequence, flowchart, state machine, and again commonly asked interview question. If you are not able to answer this question as an interviewer, because I generally interview one person at least a day, I don't even waste my time to interview you without you answering the question, the difference between these three workflows. Okay. Now, as of now, sequence, I'm just deleting it off. Now, like I said, I wanted to start a new project with a fresh project. The first project, let's say right line, and then here I'm saying hello everyone. Okay. Now, the moment I said hello everyone, it says me an error. So, any trainer or any person, whenever they wanted to show or help others to learn something, they would basically directly fix this issue and then they run the process. But whenever I'm training you something, I always show you the negativity of that, and then I'll help you understand what is the problem in this. Then I would show you the how do you fix it, and then you run it. Okay, now can somebody guess what could be the problem here and why is it throwing me an error? By any chance, can somebody help me to understand that?
Should be closed.
Sorry, it should be closed.
Yeah.
No, that's no, that's not the right one. Anybody else?
I think it will be commas or something.
But if I wanted to
So,
display a message to somebody, that message can be with comma or without a comma. But why will UiPath restrict you with that comma symbol? So why I'm
uh,
showing you this is every activity will give you an compiler error message like this. When then you by reading at this compiler error, like 70 to 80% of the time, if you are having that experience in using UiPath, generally you will be able to fix it. Okay, most of the time you will be able to fix it by reading this error message. Okay, but if you are completely new to that activity, then again, like as of now you are new to this activity, so it will take some time. But once you're used to this, you'll definitely, without, by just looking at this error itself, you'll be able to know what is the problem. Okay, now I'll tell you what is the fix for this. Whenever you are using a write line activity, okay, whenever you are using a write line activity, your content should be between double quotes. Okay, this is a string, and whenever you are using an anything, if you wanted to display to somebody, then your content should be within double quotes. Within double quotes, whatever you can type, it will allow you. Whatever you type here, it will allow you. But that should be between this double quotes. Now, how do I know? How do I know it should be a double quote within between double quotes or without double quotes? Why can't I put a number here? How will I know? Right? Because this activity, whatever I'm showing, is the first activity. But like I said, there are number of activities here. Now this activity says, my trainer says use double quotes. But how will I know? The simple answer for that is, for this text, go to that property. Now I'm introducing this concept called properties, and then this text. Just click on this three dots, and then here you'll see string. If you see a variable type, now this is of type of string. Every string should have double quotes, and then whatever you want it, put it inside. Again, I'm repeating this step. Every string should have a double quotes, and whatever you wanted to display, you put it inside. If it's an integer, just give a number. That's it. If you want to display 55 or 85 or whatever, you just say 55. That's it. If it is a boolean, boolean means true or false. Like that, you have multiple variables. I will show you that variables thing in the separate session, but this is a variable just to show you. There are a lot of variables available. If these are all common variables, if you don't find your variable, if you just click on browse for variables, there are a lot of variables available, but I don't want to confuse you a lot of with other things, so I'm just deleting this variable from here. Okay, simple. Your warning message or whatever message you wanted to show to the user, you give that within double quotes, and then go to this and say run file. Now what happens if I do run file? It will basically compile if there are any errors in your project, if you would have done everything as expected, or if you have missed something, or if any issues in that. If there is any issue, it will throw you a pop-up saying runtime exception. Runtime exception is something when you run this. After you run this, if there is any problem, it will throw you runtime exception. But if there is no problem, then it should basically display this message, whatever I put it inside this double quotes, in this panel called output. It says banking customer data, this project was started, and whatever message I wanted to display, it displayed me here, allow everyone in that particular message here, and then ended within 0 seconds. It ended. Generally, the project will start, and then it will show you how much time it took to complete end to end. So this is one of the activity which will basically just display a particular text in the output panel, which is at this location. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for your response. And like this, like I said, right? So this is today's day one, and also I just want you to just get used to this uipathstudio. How do we need to do the things? And this is a center section where you basically use the activities. Okay, this is an activity section. You use it, put it to the center, and then do according to the client requirement. Now the client requirement may come up in web related applications, Windows related applications, SAP applications, mainframe applications, notepad, if you want to just type something to a notepad or whatever, anything is possible. If it is not possible, there is again a different skill for that to get it done. But first of all, we will not learn all the very, very basic level of things so that slowly you can definitely explore more and more in UiPath. Okay, so today we have successfully learned one of the very basic level activity called write line, which is basically displaying it here. Tomorrow we will learn again few more activities related to this, which will again display the things in the output. Then we will understand what is sequence, what is flowchart, what is state machine, and what is the manage packages. Because if you go to project section, you will automatically see some dependencies here: Excel, mainframe, system, UI automation. We will learn what is the need of dependencies and why did UiPath provide these packages called manage packages. Like that, most of the important features I will definitely cover. For example, test manager I will not even touch in this course because testing I'm not even dealing it, and some of them I will not touch. Whatever I feel with this short time, what best you can learn, I'll definitely not miss anything. With that, I think I'm done for today. If anybody have any questions, this is the time for you. Anything related to UiPath or in general, this is the time you can ask me the question. Geeta, any question from your side?
Vamshi, we have downloaded the uipath studio.
Okay. Kalyan, you have downloaded the UiPath Studio. So, are you able to start using UiPath Studio or you are seeing any issues?
No, not a downloaded. I have to download.
Okay, I will tell you how to download everything. I will let you know in tomorrow's session. I'll try to put the document to you by tomorrow morning. You can just follow that steps to download UiPath Studio. If not, I will try to
Okay.
fix that issue by before tomorrow's session.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Kalyan. Kalyan, please go on mute. Okay, thanks. Geeta, you have any question?
No, MC.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else have any other question before we drop for today?
Yeah, no, Vamshi.
Okay.
Vamshi.
Okay, thanks everyone. Have a good evening, and please let me know in case if you need anything, anything related to your questions or whatever. Just put me a message. I'll be able to reply.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Vamshi.
Thank you, Vamshi.